Welcome to a new video. I've never done one of these. This is a reaction video, and it's I'm putting that out today in lieu of a Let's Play episode. I apologize for those of you who might be waiting for a Let's Play episode, but I'll get that out on Wednesday. Minecon is going on this weekend, and Jeb and his crew of programmers from Mojang did a presentation on the 1.11 Minecraft Explorer update. So I was just going to kind of go through it really quick and give you my personal opinion on the new things that are coming, and they're coming really quickly too, because they said they have everything pretty much done, and they're going to have a snapshot with all of these out on Wednesday, the 28th of September, and then they will have a 1.11 will be officially released relatively quickly. So the first thing we have are these cursed enchantments, and when I saw this come up on the screen, I was pretty wowed. I was like, wow, cursed enchantments. What is that going to be? As you can see here, you can get an enchantment called a Curse of Vanishing and an enchantment called a Curse of Binding. Those curses are only available for armor enchants, and if you put that piece of armor on, apparently it binds to you and you cannot get rid of it. Even if you die, I guess. The only way you can get rid of it, apparently, is by literally wearing out the piece of armor. And Jeb said half jokingly that if you combined the Curse of Binding with a Curse of Mending, you'd be stuck with that piece of armor for like the life of that world, which seems a little extreme. The Curse of Vanishing is pretty interesting. If the Curse of Vanishing has been applied to an item and you die, and then you respawn and you run back to pick up your items, the item that had the Curse of Vanishing on it will have vanished and it will be gone and you cannot retrieve it. I think these two new additions to the game are primarily targeted towards map makers. I think they're very cool. I think the idea of having, things that make the game a little harder if you want to use them, but it's all customizable, right? So you can, you don't have to use these enchants if you don't want to. You can use them if you would like to. So I think that's pretty rad. All right, up next we have the new redstone component, which is the observer block. Now, it's kind of for technical players, and I'm considering myself a budding technical player. And the thing is that the Observer block was available, I guess, in Pocket Edition and some other editions. I'm not sure. Obviously, I play the PC version, so the Java version. And anyway, yeah, so we always use buds, block update detectors, which is sort of a special way to monitor, to cause things to happen via redstone when something updates or changes in a block next to another block. So what the observer block allows us to do is the same thing, but it's contained in an actual component that you can fabricate. We'll turn to our trusted YouTubers like Mumbo Jumbo and Exumavoid and all the other fantastic redstoners out there that will, I'm sure, test these things ad infinitum as soon as they get their hands on them on September 28th, and we'll check out their videos and their responses and see what it is. But I like the idea, as I think it makes it simple for somebody like me that's just getting into redstone. It's a little simpler than creating a BUD, a block update detector, when we can actually use a device, a specific thing, a block, to do this sort of event. And you can see here what it does is, it monitors something happening to the space in front of it or the block in front of it, and then it will output a redstone signal when something changes with that block next to it. Now, portals to escape the end islands. This is a fantastic idea and well fitting with the explorer theme of this update. So you can wander around in these end islands. You can wander around for a long time looking for end cities, and you can do like CryinMo does and get lost repeatedly. And a lot of times, the only way back is to commit suicide. The idea that we can now find random portals that'll port us back to the main end island, I think that's pretty cool. And once you find them, of course, you can mark them, and you can have your coordinates, and you'll know where they are for future adventures into the end island area. So another really nice, kind of small add-on, but super cool. There's always a lot of people that get upset with new things that come out. They whine and complain that there's, not enough stuff was added. Things aren't bigger. They aren't big enough. They aren't crazy enough. And I just like to say one thing to that is like, man, just remember that you're not actually programming the game. There are people that are literally typing in thousands of lines of code to make things happen for us, the gamers. And for a game that we paid $30 for 2, 3, 4 years ago and have never had to pay for again, I don't know if we have any right to complain about anything. So, but just keep in mind, it's hard work doing this stuff. And a lot of times people want these big add-ons, these big, things that are massive additions to the game. But we got to remember that, that stuff it's all technical work, highly technical work. Minecraft may look and feel like a simple game, but it is not a simple game, and it is not a simple game to fabricate and to make work, to actually create and to keep adding things to it. I give props to these guys. They are doing a fantastic job of keeping everything in the feel of their game, and so nothing feels out of place, and still making stuff fun, and still making it wide open as a sandbox game for us to do what we want to do in the game itself. So as you can see here, they are introducing a backpack block called the shulker box. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Probably the best thing out of all the additions is this idea. So you take this chest and you add shulker shells to it, and you turn it into a chest that you can put items into, and then break the chest and it retains the items inside of it. Can you imagine that? You could carry 27 stacks of diamonds and then put those 27 stacks inside of the shulker box and put that shulker box inside of your inventory, and then you could have 26 more shulker boxes full of items in your inventory. You can carry, that's a crazy amount of items. And then look at this. Not only can you do all that, but you can actually, with items contained in the shulker box, pipe the shulker box through a hopper system. Man, talk about moving mass amounts of items. It's fantastic. It is very cool. And it's not like an ender chest where all the ender chests access a single inventory. Each shulker chest will have its own inventory. Man, for just for adventuring and for being able to fabricate things, the idea that we can transport so many more resources at once now with this shulker box idea. Super cool, right? Super cool for builders and just transporting stuff across your world, and transporting things, from your mine shafts through, chest mine carts back to your base, stuff like that. You can take stacks and stacks and stacks of items and stacks of resources with you and pipe and send them wherever they need to go. So awesome addition to the game. Shulker box is probably my favorite thing, probably my favorite. But let's see, a new career for our villagers, a cartographer. So cool, right? I mean, I was thinking they announced I was gonna have a new villager career, and I was like, well, I wonder what it's gonna be. I didn't think too much about it, but cartographer fits right into the same. It just feels like a Minecraft edition. It feels like a Minecraft villager. It seems so awesome, right? Guy that sells you maps, and not only does he sell you maps, he sells you treasure maps. Now, how awesome is that, right? So, of course, we have the ocean adventure map, which I believe just takes you out and shows you where ocean monuments are located. Now, of course, we can all use third-party websites and things like that to find where all the locations of things are, like ocean monuments and stuff like that. So that's it's not that big of a deal, for somebody like me that does use those sites, so we can, travel around and find things if we need to. But, if you really want to play a straight up vanilla, purely vanilla game and not use any of these third-party apps, this is a awesome adventure add-on, addition to the game. It's very cool. So you get your map, you cruise out, and you can find the ocean monument. Now, the next cool thing that the cartographer sells are maps to Woodland Mansions, and Woodland Mansion is a new addition, a new dungeon in the game, on the scale, I would say, on the scale of the ocean monument. Not necessarily, it doesn't contain new blocks, right? New building blocks. The ocean monument introduced, 3 new building blocks, but the Woodland Mansion, look at this. It looks fantastic. It's very cool. And the idea that you could stumble across this while roaming through the wilderness, that's pretty rad. And I think it very much furthers the spirit of the Minecraft design and development of the game itself. You can buy a treasure map from a cartographer, or you can find this randomly walking through your wilderness areas, but you run into it. It's this giant, creepy mansion. And it is giant. It's pretty massive. But then, of course, you can go inside, and of course, you have access to all this dark wood, I think, is what's used to construct it. A ton of red carpet. Got some white carpet in there as far as resources go. You got cobblestone stairs. But then, of course, the real fun comes with finding the denizens of this mansion, this woodland mansion. And these are new mobs for us to play with. And I think these guys, this is probably my second favorite thing of the game. I was so excited when I saw these. The Evoker, the Vindicator, and the Vex. And I was like, what are these? And then we get to see them. New crazy weird villagers that are just scary, man. Look at them. They got arms and they got axes and they're coming after you. And I think the design of what they wear is very cool. They've got these great clothes, you know. You've got this crazy Vindicator comes at you with an axe, man. And then his girlfriend, the Evoker, she's casting these crazy spells. Like, I don't even know what these spells are. And she's summoning these things called the Vex, which are these flying ghost bat creatures. And I don't know, the aesthetic, it really looks cool. It just has this very gothic feel and the haunted house feel and lovely design for the rooms in here, you know, with the little pots with the birch tree saplings. And look at the Evoker, man. She's just coming after you. She's got all sorts of power bubbling around her and casting this crazy shadow spell. I don't know what it is, but this thing that comes after you with silhouettes. I had to show the Sakura, you know. I just had to run in the room. Like, you got to check this out. You got to see it. You got to see it. It's so awesome. It should make for good adventuring to come in here and have a big showdown with the evil inhabitants of the Woodland Mansion. I'm sure right away people are going to be like, hey, I can turn that into a base right away, you know, clear it out and turn it into a base. You have these enormous hallways and these big rooms. You got windows. You can redecorate it, and it's just, yes, it's a sort of Victorian mansion thing, and it's just great. It's great. Anyway, big thumbs up. Next on the list, we have something called a Totem of Undying, and I thought this was pretty cool. The totem is a drop, I guess a rare drop, from either the Evoker or the Vindicator, and holding this in your offhand, or any hand, I guess, if you are going to die, the totem actually gives you extra life immediately and protects you for a few seconds, so that you basically spend the totem. It gets used up in the process, but it saves you from dying once. And, you know, that of course has all sorts of ramifications for, war games and stuff like that. But those can all be controlled. I'm sure, you know, they'll just not allow those to be used or whatever. But in just the regular world and survival, this is pretty awesome. You know, this is a second chance, a get out of jail free card. This is pretty cool. And you can keep it in your offhand so you can continue to work as normal. And, you know, you fall in lava. I'm not sure what happens if you fall in lava. I guess it bounces you out. But, you know, we'll do some tests. And I'm sure everybody else is going to do some tests, and we'll see what happens with it. But I think it's great. And I think it'll be exciting to get one, you know, whenever we finally do get one. I think it'll be exciting to get a hold of one. It'll be great. And I think the last addition to the game might be, again, this is one of my favorites. These are all my favorites. They're all so cool. Look at this. Look at this. We got llamas. Now, I know some people are just like, llamas, that's just lame, it's just dumb. But hey, it's a rideable animal. That's so cool. Another rideable animal. You can put chests on them. And the other thing is cool is I love the idea that you can put these carpets on the llamas, and they're just decorative, you know. They don't get armor, but they get these decorative different types of carpet on. I'm not sure how they work, you know. It'll be interesting to see, but I love the designs. It's so bright and they're fun, and they're just cool. I just think they're rad to have another pack animal that's usable for riding around, that you can decorate. They're decorative. And here's one thing that's interesting about them is you can put one on a lead, and look, the rest follow. There's no need to put all of them on individual leads. You can lead one and the entire pack will follow you. That's so fantastic. Very cool. I wish that happened, you know, for cows and stuff like that. And then I just thought this was an awesome addition, an awesome detail. Wolves are afraid of these things, and these things kill wolves. The llamas kill the wolves. I don't know why I thought that was so awesome and funny and just cool. I just thought it was neat to see that, and it's just sort of just a random, unexpected detail. Although they took it from real life, apparently. It's cool. It adds another dynamic. You know, you got to worry about it in your home base. You know, you got to keep your wolves separate from your llamas. You know, stuff like that. I think they're just fantastic. I think they're very fun. That's really the bottom line. Is I think they're fun. And, you know, what else do we want from a game besides things that, you know, make it fun? And the llamas do that for me. I think they're pretty fun. Very cool. But anyway, there you guys go. So just a brief overview of my reaction to the 1.11 updates. And I think the 1.11 Explorer update is really very fun. I give big, huge thumbs up to the Minecraft programmers. And I think I just think they're doing an awesome job with what they do and keeping our game that they've given to us for such an affordable price. I know we all want stair versions of stairs and slab versions of all the other blocks that exist. I know we all want that stuff. I don't know the technical ramifications of those are, but one day we might get those and maybe we won't, but it hasn't stopped me from playing Minecraft yet. All else said, 1.11 is just going to make me more excited to turn the game on in the next few days and really have fun with it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope it's informative. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the 1.11 add-ons, additions, things like that. Yeah, let's talk about it. All right, guys. Everyone have a great week and look forward to 1.11 snapshot coming out in a few days. Take care. CryinMo's out.